On a spring night in Columbus, Ohio, a medical student walked into a crowded bar with friends. Hours later, the bar closed. Everyone else went home, but Brian Shaffer never did. What makes this case unsettling isn't what we know, it's what cameras, witnesses, and years of investigation still can't explain. Brian Randall Shaffer was 27 years old in 2006 and a second-year medical student at the Ohio State University College of Medicine. He grew up in Pickerington, Ohio, and was known by friends as intelligent, social, and creative. Despite pursuing medicine, Brian often talked about his love of music and dreams of a more relaxed life. Just weeks before his disappearance, Brian experienced a major loss. His mother had died after a long illness. Those close to him said he appeared to be coping, but the loss weighed heavily. At the time, Brian was also in a serious relationship and planning a future that included travel and possibly a proposal. But that wasn't the full story. On Friday, the 31st of March 2006, spring break had just begun. Brian had dinner with his father before heading out with friends to celebrate. Later that night, he and his friend Clint Florence arrived at the Ugly Tuna Saloona, a bar located on the second floor of the South Campus Gateway complex near Ohio State. Security footage shows Brian entering the bar shortly after 1:15 a.m. In the early hours of the 1st of April 2006, cameras recorded him briefly stepping outside, talking with two women, and then walking back toward the bar area around 1:55 a.m. This is the last confirmed sighting of Brian Shaffer. When the bar closed around 2 a.m., cameras captured patrons leaving, but Brian was not among them. At the time, no one realized how important this detail would become. When Brian didn't show up for a planned trip the next day, concern quickly turned into alarm. Columbus police reviewed security footage extensively. Investigators confirmed that the Ugly Tuna Saloona had no publicly accessible exits other than the one monitored by cameras. A nearby service door existed, but it led through a complex construction area and was not typically used by customers. Whether Brian could have left that way without being seen remains unclear. Police conducted an extensive search. Dumpsters, alleys, nearby streets, sewer access points, and surrounding neighborhoods were all checked. Brian's car was found parked near his apartment. Inside his home, nothing appeared disturbed. What investigators learned later would change the direction of the case. Over time, police explored many possibilities: accidental death, foul play, and voluntary disappearance. Some public attention focused on people who had been with Brian that night, though no charges were ever filed and no evidence of a crime was confirmed. Speculation about connections to a so-called smiley face serial killer was examined and formally dismissed by Columbus police, consistent with FBI findings. There has never been a confirmed discovery of Brian Shaffer's remains. Despite tips from across the country and even abroad, none led to verifiable breakthroughs. Phone activity reported months later was attributed by the carrier to technical anomalies. Legal actions over the years have focused mainly on estate matters, not criminal findings. As of today, Brian Shaffer's disappearance remains an open missing person case. He has never been declared legally dead. Law enforcement continues to state that no single theory is supported by conclusive evidence. His case remains one of the most perplexing disappearances in modern American true crime history. Brian Shaffer was a son, a brother, a partner, and a future physician whose life stopped without explanation. His story reminds us that unanswered questions can linger for decades and that behind every mystery is a real person, deeply missed. If you have thoughts on this case, we invite respectful discussion in the comments. And if you value calm, responsible true crime storytelling focused on facts rather than speculation, consider subscribing to the channel.